Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Booj weekly series. We have just a few minutes to go, and then we'll get started. It's good to have you all here virtually. I'm going to get my screen ready, and we can begin. Lots of things to show you today. Can't wait. Right. Hope you're all doing well. I thought I would use my lake background today to make you all feel excited about summer that's hopefully about to come. That's our goal anyway. Getting the Facebook Live ready. We'll be broadcasting live on Facebook here in just a moment, so we can reach as many people as possible. So grab something to drink or grab lunch, depending upon what time zone you're in, and we'll get started on the contact record today. Getting this all ready. Contact record today, and it's all about serving our clients. All right. Looks like we are in good shape. Okay. Well, good afternoon, everyone out there in Remax land. It is Booj time again. This is our weekly Building Your Business with Booj. And each week we've been focusing on a different feature or aspect of the platform. So the last couple of weeks we covered importing contacts. Last week we had a lively session with Heather Holliday from the Remax Network talking about websites. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the contact record. So before we get started though, first of all, welcome everyone. It's 2 o'clock on the Central Time Zone and 3 o'clock on the Eastern Time Zone. Welcome Remax INTEGRA, welcome Remax other regions. I know I've heard from other regions around the country that have found our webinars and are joining us, and hello to the Facebook Live audience as well. My name is Michelle Hoyt and I am a regional training specialist for Remax INTEGRA, and I'm glad to be bringing you this webinar today. We are doing these every Thursday through June 25th. So we'll be focusing on different topics, and next week we're going to go back to the websites. Today is going to be more about the CRM, okay? Please take note of the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, and that is where I'd love for you to ask questions. I will be monitoring the chat box as well. Now, for those of you on Facebook, I'm probably not going to be able to answer your questions live, but please bring them in and I will follow up with you afterwards on the Facebook live stream, okay? So I'm going to share my screen and we are going to get started and have lots of fun today. So this is going to go for about an hour, and I am prepared to stay on a little bit longer depending upon your needs and your questions. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump right in to one of the most important parts of the contact record. And that's the fact that when you are chosen as a preferred buyer's agent, that's right. So when a consumer registers on Remax.com, they will be able to choose you or choose any agent for that matter in the process. And that's what's going to be happening here. So I'm going to show you what you can see when someone does choose you as a preferred buyer's agent. So we'll go right there. What you're going to see is, and then I'm also going to show you a little bit behind the scenes, what a consumer sees when they log in. I think that'll be super helpful to you because today's all about really focusing on the details inside of a contact record and how do you use that information to really serve your clients in the best way that they deserve and the best way that's going to make you most effective to them, right? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Now, this is a test lead that I set up with a live on Remax.com with an agent in the Chicago area. So he was, it was actually Mike Oped. Some of you saw him on Tech Tuesday this week. So he's graciously allowed me to utilize his account and to do some testing, and it works out really well, but it's the real deal, everyone. It's real time. So this is a test lead that I set up, but I have chosen him as a PBA on Remax.com. Now I'll show you that right now. So I am logged in on Remax.com as me, the lead, okay? So when someone is logged in and they're doing searches and all types of things like that, they can go up to the top right corner here where it says account. Now I chose him in the registration process. So when I click here as a consumer, when it says my agents, there is Mike, my broker that I chose as my preferred buyer's agent. Now, of course, it says here remove, so hopefully that never happens to you, but you can be notified when that occurs. But everything I do now on Remax.com, it does not matter whose listing it is, whether it's a competitor's or Remax's. What's going to happen is my activity will go right to my record in the CRM, and then Mike can focus on that as my preferred buyer's agent. So you can't say in the process, when they do that, they can actually find that. But behind the scenes, I just want to show you really quick. Each consumer that is logged in, this is what they can do. They can favorite properties, and properties that have been favorited will show up here as you see. And in this case, they can sort them. So there's only 4 here. I'm sure a lot of your clients save a lot more than 4. But I can also go into my account and I can look at save searches. So right now, the ability to set up save searches are done on the consumer side. And on the ability to edit those inside of Booj is not quite there yet. You can do a little bit, but you'll be able to go in and set up a search for a client in the Booj system coming forward. But again, I am showing you what it looks like behind the scenes when a consumer is on their account. So as you can see, there's notifications that can be chosen for themselves. And when I set this up, the options were to choose instantly or daily to get these alerts. So I've got 3 of these saved. This is what I can see as a consumer. Other things inside of the account is I can actually go to, as I mentioned, favorite properties, save searches, if I've hidden any properties. Now this is of course important for you to know because it's the process of elimination, right? This will tell you a lot and you'll be able to see this on the other side, okay? So I wanted you to see that, what happens on the other side when someone's logged in. Now inside of the contact record, what actually happens is you can see this activity. Now one place I want you to take note of, what's going to happen is, now the CRM mobile app does not have push notifications enabled yet. But one of the things you'll be able to do is go to your desktop version of Booj, and in this little red bell, and even this little, it looks like a dialog box right here, okay? If you click here, this will show you when new lead information comes in. This will also show you in the notifications anything else that has come through. On the Booj CRM mobile app, you will also be able to see, that the client favorited a property, but the details are not quite there yet. So the CRM mobile app is in progress, in development. You will be able to see in an email notification what property they saved, and that'll give you a lot more details. Plus you can go inside of here. So where you want to go to see, first of all, PBA activity, and to know if you are the chosen one, you can actually go to the user activity, okay? So we're inside of the client record. The user activity will show you your affiliation with this person. So if you're not sure if you are a preferred buyer's agent, you will see it right here. It says my affiliation, preferred buyer's agent, okay? So I chose this particular agent as that person. So now they have access to see my information. Now I do want to put a disclaimer that the Booj CRM was under maintenance all last night and today. So there might be a couple of things that we're not able to see. I will kind of walk you through that as they're working on it. But one of the things is the favorite properties would show up here, but I'll show you where I can see them. In the inbox, this is showing any new favorite property event that's coming through right now. So I can actually click on these and it'll give me the address. And when I click on it, I can actually go directly to remax.com to this active listing. Now, just a little note, when your client saves favorites and those they are sold and they go pending and they get sold and ultimately closed, when you click on these notifications, it will not go anywhere. So there will not be any list of favorite properties once they are sold and off the market. So just want to make sure you know that. But as you can see, the inbox is a very important place to pay attention to on any particular contact record. This is where you can see, again, the favorites. You can see when someone hides a property. So this is important to know. You can go look at it to see, well, obviously they didn't like this, and it's going to help you really serve them better to not be putting these types of listings or similar listings in front of them. It'll save you a lot of time as well. But the inbox is located, once again, inside of a client record. Every client record has an inbox. So this means if you are using the CRM mobile app or the desktop to text them, to email them, or if they actually fill out a form, meaning they ask questions about a particular listing, this is where you would go to find it. And seeing this number here will show you that these are new events, okay? So you need to check this out. Whenever it's in here, they're unread. So if you want to go ahead and check these, you can go up to the top and mark them as read. So then you're okay. So then you don't have that those notifications showing, right? So again, what I've shown you already, those of you just joining us, we did show the back end of what a consumer goes through when they choose a preferred buyer's agent, when they actually set up searches, and when they actually save favorites and hide properties. Let's go back to the user activity. So just take note of how important that inbox is. Let's click right here. Again, I'm the preferred buyer's agent. Here's what's really cool. The last login, I'm logged in right now, so it recorded this and I did it right before this webinar. Hidden properties are here. And you can also view them by clicking on the little eye right here. This will take you directly to these properties. Now what we can see, and this is as Booj starts to get more features, you can now see the search history. So this is going to show in those particular sessions when this client is logged in, what they are searching. Now they have to be logged in for you to see this. If they just go onto remax.com and don't sign into their account, just do random searches, it's not going to register that. But this is when they are logged in and signed in with their username and password. So this is showing just some different searches that were done and the date and everything else. Now, of course, I want to caution you, as I have on previous webinars, to be careful with this information, everyone. So don't call them up and say, hey, everyone, I saw that, or to your client, hey, I saw that you logged into your account on May 28th at 1:48 p.m. and you were searching for these properties. I think you all know by now to be mindful of that and be careful with this information. It's really good intel to have, but use it in the right way, okay? So that's important. What you want to do, so again, you can see the search history now. When we first got Booj, we weren't able to see this. So things are evolving and developing and getting added to the program, which is great. Save searches. So if you want to see what the client has done from a save search perspective, remember we looked at it, those of you at the beginning of the webinar, you saw what the search looked like on the back end with the consumer, right? Now you can look at it as their preferred buyer's agent. So you can see pretty much all of this activity that's going on. So what does this tell me? This tells me a lot. So the first one is a particular zip code up to a certain price point. This other one looks like they chose a little bit higher price point. So it gives me a nice snapshot of what the search is. Now, if they don't choose a price, let's say they set up one search like this one that says any price, how do you use this information to serve them better? Well, if they only set up one search with no price range, and maybe they chose no bedroom limitations or anything else, or just basically is one zip code, this might be a good opportunity to contact the client and see if they've actually talked to a lender to get pre-qualified. Maybe they have no idea what they're looking for. They just know they want to buy something and they haven't talked to anyone. Because if they had, they're most likely going to only search in a certain price range. So I think you all know that, but this is how you use the information here in Booj to really help them and to help yourself, and also to appear very organized and just provide really top-notch customer service. So now if you go in here, now you could, at this time, you can't delete it. So it's showing the reason you can't delete it is because they set this up. In the future, when you set up a search, you'll have more control over the editing part of it, okay? So again, you can look at it if you want to view the search or view it live and see what comes up. You cannot edit, you cannot delete any of these items. So even though they're showing here, notice these are grayed out with the cannot do this, all right? So just some really important information for you to have. Again, this is inside of the user activity in any contact record. Now let's say you open up the contact record, you go to user activity, and it does not say preferred buyer's agent. This is another opportunity for you to coach them through that process, to contact them or even send them a quick note and say, hey, I just wanted to say, I'm glad you're using your Remax.com account. Why don't you think about doing this? Would you mind? And show them where to click in the My Agent section. Please choose me as your agent so I can get even more updates on what it is you're doing there. I want to make it easier for you, okay? So you definitely want to do that for people. Use those words a lot. I want to make this easier for you, okay? So just some really important things. I am going to be monitoring questions. I'm going to be monitoring the chat box. So let me just take a quick peek to see how we're doing on everything. I hope everyone's doing well, and we're good to go. So by the way, everyone, if you wouldn't mind, just let me know that you can, everything is good. You can see and hear my screen okay. So it's just want to make sure everyone's okay and that that information was helpful. Just give me a shout out from wherever you're at, okay? All right, so let's move over to, let's change gears a little bit. And let's go ahead and let's focus on some of the other features inside of the contact record. All right, so let's move over to, okay, let's go into this section. So we're going to now talk about a couple of the new features that were just added, such as the BombBomb integration. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close out. Hi guys, good to see you all. It was really quiet out there. I just wanted to make sure everyone's okay. Good to see people from all over. Appreciate it. All right, so let's take a quick peek over to another record. So I'm going to pause my share for a second and I'm going to switch accounts into my demo account. So I don't do anything in this live account. That's always a concern. But let me get out of there for a second. And then I'm going to go right back in and we're going to jump into some of the other features. So if you haven't by now, every time you log into Booj, you probably see that there's all these pop-up windows. I know they can be a little bit cumbersome, but you want to make sure that you're paying attention to those because it's going to announce some of the new features that are there. So let's go ahead and let's focus on that. And I'm going to show you the new BombBomb integration. So I'm logging back in. I'm going to reshare my screen. And then we will be good to go. So we're going to go right back into Booj. And there you go. You should be seeing my screen. So let's go into that section. So for those of you that have a BombBomb account, and I just want to make mention, it is a paid service. It is not something that is provided to you by Remax. It is a video email platform. For those of you that might be new to the business and you're not quite sure what that is, just want to make sure you know that. What you're going to need to do is you need to go into your Booj account, and it's going to be a little slow loading here. Like I said, they're doing some maintenance on this. I was a little worried about doing this webinar in the process when that was announced. So you're going to go up to, so having a BombBomb account, for those of you that have it, it's video email. For those of you that don't, please look into it and sign up with BombBomb, letting them know you're a Remax agent, because this is a great video email platform that you can send video emails to your clients. You can text them videos. There's Remax templates in there. There's Remax content. You should definitely look into that. And it is a paid subscription. Generally, it's going to run $1,100 or $1,200 a year. So that might be something to think about. But here's what you do for those of you that have not connected your BombBomb account. You want to go to your settings, and then you want to go over to settings pages. The next thing we're going to do is click on system, and then we're going to go to this section. Now, I've already connected my BombBomb account with my Booj. In order to do this, what you do is, those of you that have not, you'll see a button that says to connect, and then it will ask you to log into your BombBomb account and give it permission to access it. And you want to say yes, of course. As it tells you here, it integrates, it's going to integrate in the future with campaigns, as well as the ability to send to a client through email inside of the contact record. And this could also be a better way to serve them. So once you've set it up, it will be grayed out like this. It'll say disconnect, and that's how you do it. Now, what do you do with the BombBomb integration? You go into the contacts and leads, and then what you're going to do is you're going to just choose someone to work with. So I'm actually going to find myself, which I've put in. Some of you have lots more contacts than I do. This is a demo account. So there I am right here. I'm just going to choose and open up my contact record. Now, inside of the contact record, I'm going to go over here to where it says email. So when I click email, I can now send this person a video email through my BombBomb account, but yet through Booj. So I know that's a lot of extra steps. But how this works is I can now send an email to myself. Here's the subject line. It could be, you know, this could be a lead that you got that you only have an email for. I saw some of the posts on the Facebook groups this week. So David knew, if you're on this webinar, this could be a good way to go. Start sending video emails, and you can really connect with people. Studies have shown people have a harder time saying no to you when they're looking at you face to face. So if I was sending a video that said, hi, I just want to introduce myself. I'm glad you reached out to me and we're connected now virtually, but I really want to help you. What are 3 important things that you're really looking for in a home? And then you could also say, I'm also available to chat with you via FaceTime, Zoom, or phone. Let me know what works for you. So you want to encourage them to be able to reach out to you, because you know a lot of your leads are not quite there yet and you have to figure it out. But let's just say, just want to, nice to meet you virtually. You could do something like that. That's the world that we're all living in right now anyway. So then what do you do? So you can go up here where it says insert. Now this is the way you know that you connected your BombBomb account right. This insert button has to be here. So you click insert and a BombBomb video. This is going to now go straight to your BombBomb video library. Now mine has quite a few videos in there, so they're going to start loading up here in just a second. But you can also record a new video. So while mine are loading, you can go right over here to the far right and I can record a new video. So it's going to give me, first of all, I'm going to go to my video library, or I'm going to record my new video. Must authenticate session before invoking methods. Okay, hopefully you don't run into this too. But again, they are doing maintenance on the CRM right now, so this could be one of those things. But let's go ahead and, just so you know, that's how it's going to work. I have done it before, it does work. But record the new video exactly the way I said. Just do it really quick, simple. I would recommend you keep it under 30 seconds, okay? So just so you know, you can do searches when this is working properly, but that's how the BombBomb works. So I'm just gonna exit out of here. You can, of course, type in messages or whatever you want, but that's a really good way to stand out, because there's a good chance if this person only gave you their email address, then your competitors or whoever it is that they're also reaching out to, they're not doing these type of things that are different. This will really help you be unique in their eyes. Once you get it all set up, you can hit send and you're good to go. All right. So let's take another quick look. I'm just going to take a, let's see, we've got some questions. How did I do that again? All right, hold on. Tina's asking if we are able to text from the contact record, how do you set that up? Tina, I'm so glad you asked because that's the next thing that I'm going to show you. And then Lane is asking, how did you do that again? So hi, Lane in Madison, Wisconsin. So he wants to know, I will show you once again how you do that. And he wants to know, can you create an email templated with a BombBomb video? So what you can do, so there's going to be a lot more BombBomb features coming, including in campaigns and the ability to do that. That would be good too. So Anne, I will get to your question in just a moment. So real quick, how I did this was you first have to be on Booj and you have to go to your settings. So we're going to go right here. Then you want to go to settings pages and system. System is where you basically integrate some of the external platforms, which includes the paperless systems. It includes the lead parsers, Realtor.com, Zillow, HomeSpotter, but your BombBomb integration is located right here in the middle. Now, again, you have to have a BombBomb subscription. You have to have your login and your password. So when you click connect, it's going to ask you to log in. Okay. You'll know that it's done when it shows grayed out and it says disconnect. Now what you do, Lane, and everyone else that wants to see again, you go into the contact record, you open them up, and then you want to go to the email feature. Okay. When you see this insert button, that means you did the connection properly. So you will be able to connect and it'll say insert a BombBomb video. Now what you're going to be able to do is you're going to record, you can grab what you could do. Some of you are asking about Remax templates. So you could record this in your BombBomb account separately and then you can bring it over, or you can go ahead and click record new video. And I can't get this to work right now, but like I said, they are doing maintenance and it will, all the videos pop up here. And then you can also, like I said, record too. So you can, what you should do, and you should always do, everyone, is send these to yourself. Don't send them out just randomly and not know what they look like on the other end. So I always recommend that you send these to yourself. So Lane, I hope that helps. And it's, so yeah, absolutely. So let's see what else we have here. We will go to Anne. So Anne is asking, can you record a video on your iPhone and upload it to Booj? Do you have to use BombBomb? So right now you can put a hyperlink to a video or a YouTube video, but you cannot upload a video file into these actual emails. Right now they have the BombBomb integration, and also on the websites you have to use links too. So just to let you know, in this case right now, Anne, you do have to use BombBomb. All right, cool. Thanks, Lane, for those questions, and Anne. And then now let's talk about texting. So this is for Tina specifically, but you'll notice on the contact record that I was just on, right, which is myself in this case. A lot of you might be looking at your contact records right now and you didn't realize you can actually text from your desktop. That's right. So you don't have to use just the CRM mobile app. So as you can see right here, there is a texting icon. Mine is blue because I have enabled it. All right. So here's what you've got to do to enable this feature, because it really does work. So you go up once again, remember everything lives inside of settings. So if you can't find something, go up here to the top and you want to click on settings. Then what you want to do is click on settings pages. And then you want to click on inbox. I'm sorry, contacts and leads. Let's go to, sorry, settings pages and then inbox. Okay, so let me do this again. There's so many settings in here. It's so easy to get lost. So settings pages, and then inbox, which is weird. You would think it would say text messages or something like that. But then it's going to show you. So this is where you can actually set up notifications, but we're going to go straight to text messages. This is going to show you, now I've already enabled this. The majority of you probably will have a button that says enable text messaging. Go ahead and click that. What it's going to do is it's going to walk you through a process where it will ask you to grab a phone number, because what's going to happen is the system will text the client from a random phone number that's not yours, but it can be from your same area code. Okay. I chose 317 because it matches my cell phone number. So I did that and it'll auto-generate an actual number for you, okay? And you can accept it. Once you accept it, it'll tell you it can't be undone. And then you need to set up your forwarding number, which is your real cell phone number, and that's what I've done here, okay? So let me demonstrate. I'm gonna pull up my cell phone on the screen and you're gonna be able to see exactly what this looks like. So I have enabled this. The rest of you will need to go through the steps if you've not done this. Let's go back into a contact record, which will be mine in this case. And I'm gonna text myself from the desktop. And a lot of you are probably already wondering what happens when they reply. So I'm way ahead of you. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the phone up. It'll just take a second. And there we go. Sometimes there is a slight delay. All right, so I'm going to go to text. So when I click text message, I'm gonna move my phone out of the way here. There we go. So when you click text on the desktop, what I'm going to do is now click, and this makes it a lot easier because we spend so much time on our phones, right? So I'm gonna type in the name of the person, which is this one, or that number. And now here's my message. Hello from my webinar. Okay. Notice it says sending phone number. That's not actually my cell phone number, but the system's going to send it out. And this is why it will be important to include some type of a signature, just so there's an identifier. And you could just do something like this. And a phone number or whatever you want to say in case they want to click and call you. This is very similar. A lot of you might remember from 5 Street Days. But let's go ahead and send the text message. And now I'm going to make this a little bigger, and you should see in a minute the text will fly in to the cell phone. It's like a waiting game. We need a countdown. So when the person will reply to you, you're going to find that in the inbox, right? So that's what will happen. Let's hope this works too. Like I said, they're working on a lot of different stuff. And then you can reply and go from there. So might have to try it again. Okay, let's try this again. I love when things work and when they don't work. Okay, text, try again. Type in the name of the person and then there's the number. We'll just do a simple one this time. But as we know, the best practice is going to be to get it to show up there. Okay, there's a slight delay going on with my, let me do this. Try this again. We'll move on from this, but I did test it before this and it worked, which was funny. Any questions on that? Let me just see what we got coming in here. So yes, you can. So Tina, I hope that answers your question. Let me see what else we have here. Can you create a signature line for text? That is not a silly question, Lane, but in the case of this, doing this from the desktop, a lot of you, like I have a Mac, by the way, so I can set up what's called texting shortcuts, or they're basically character shortcuts, where if I want to set up a signature, like I use SIG, for whenever I type in SIG, then it'll auto-populate my full signature, but I have a Mac and I have an iPhone, so it's all tied together. There are plenty of apps where you can set up shortcuts like that. So I would look into that depending upon if you have a PC, if you have an Android, but you should set up a signature line for that lane. That's a really good point. So I hope everyone has that. So if you are experiencing errors or issues, please reach out to support@remaxintegra.com. It seems like I need to do the same, but Greg is saying mine won't work using generate phone number and then forward. Okay, so Greg, if you're experiencing those issues, again, please reach out to support@remaxintegra.com. You can also go to maxhelpsyou.com and report these issues, please, to our support team. That's how we figure this out. And Dale, again, Dale's saying he's not able to enable his text. It could also be because of the maintenance too. So yes, thanks Edward for your comment. Again, these are lots of fun to do these webinars when things are being worked on, and we didn't know till yesterday. So, all right, great comments. I appreciate everyone providing those comments there. Let me just see if there's anything in the chat box. Looks like we've got a couple of people talking in there. So where was the email button? So Jay, I hope that you were able to see what we just did. And my text messages did just come through. So that took a little bit, excuse me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reply to it off screen and then we'll go into the inbox and I'll show you what it looks like. Thanks for noticing that, Melvin. All right. So let me go to the inbox. So we'll refresh this a little bit and see what's happening. And thanks for the questions, everyone, and participation. So I've got a couple more really interesting things to show you. It seems like every day we discover new things about the Booj CRM, the Booj websites, and everything else. So see, once again, I'm inside of my contact record and I see some red icons here. So I know those came in. So here's the one that I just typed in that you should all be able to see, and it's this one. So this just came in a few minutes ago, or about a second ago actually, and I just typed back hello. So whatever their message is will be here. You can also view this on the Booj CRM mobile app. So I want everyone to know that. And you can go to the inbox and see what's going on inside of there. So thanks for bearing with me, everyone, while we undergo maintenance on the system. You can sort by the different types of messages. So these are texts. Forms would be if your client filled out any forms on Remax.com or any Booj website and they actually typed in a question. So again, whenever you get a brand new lead, please go directly to the contact record, preferably on desktop so you can see more details, and look at the inbox, because whatever they typed in those form boxes, and you can get notified of those, will be really helpful to you and also show that you're paying attention when you contact them. Emails, so when you email a client out of Booj, it's the same concept. So you will email them. If they respond back, it will come right here into the email inbox. Now in the future, there's going to be more sophisticated integration with Gmail and with Outlook and those type of platforms. We're not quite sure exactly what all of that's going to look like from an email perspective. I know they're focusing on getting those contacts integrated first and foremost. All right, so a little bit of a slight delay on some of the some of the texts and things going through right now. So thanks everyone. All right, so let's get into something that's going to be really helpful to you that you may not have realized is there. Now, of course, when you look at a client record, so again, we're inside of a client record, and what you're going to do is you can see an overall dashboard. So see all the activity that's happening here. Now, the other thing you can do is you can set up tasks, like if you want to remind yourself to call this person or meet with them or set up an appointment or something like that. But this is sort of the overall dashboard. You can choose what that dashboard looks like and some of the settings. Let's click to details. Now, again, this is interesting. So if you're wondering, where do I find all of their information? Where do I find their address, their email, and everything else? So inside of the details of a contact record is where you can find all of this key information. One of the things that's newer is you can actually print this. Now, I know we're trying to go paperless in this world, but if you need to print this just to have all of their contact information right in front of you, maybe you're going on an appointment, maybe you're putting together a paper file, it might be a good idea to go ahead and print this and have this all with that paper file. So just to let you know. If you need to edit the source at any time, like if this was manually entered, but maybe they really came from another source, you can change that. Here's where you can go in and edit all their information. Now in this case of social media, this is where it can get really seamless for you and really help speed up your process of staying in touch with your clients. You can add their social media profile here by going straight to their platform. So look at all these choices to add them. So Facebook is probably going to be one of the most popular ones. So what do you do to add this person's information? So you go straight to Facebook and you click on their profile. So you actually have to be on the profile. So you go up here and you click at the top and you click and copy that. Then we go back to Booj and we're going to paste that in here. And we're going to click add. So watch what happens now. As you add these profiles, the little icons are here. So let's say that you have set up a reminder in here, because this is something else you can do, that it's their birthday. And you get notified here before you can ever see it on Facebook, because I think we all know how that is, right? So you get a notification through Booj that it's their birthday. Guess what? It's a multi-tiered approach. You either email them, text them, maybe mail a card if it's a couple days in advance. You can go directly from here onto their Facebook profile. Now I'm not logged in, I'm incognito right here. When you're logged into Facebook, you can go right there. But then you click on it and you go right to their timeline and you post happy birthday, okay? It could also be, you know, some other anniversary, their home anniversary, for instance. Now you would need to do this for each individual. Like let's say this is a couple that's together, or more than one person. If it's an estate sale or something similar, then you would have to enter these social profiles on each of their areas, okay? So just to show you one more, we're gonna choose Twitter, and we're gonna clear this out. And we're gonna go to Twitter. I'll show you my Twitter account. By the way, in case you didn't know this, you can go to Twitter on desktop. A lot of us forget about that. And let's go to Twitter. And then again, you have to click on their profile and then drop them in there as well. But this is for those of you that are really social, which is a lot of you, then what you want to do is, so you click on profile. This is my profile, but you find the person that you're looking for and then you click up here. And once again, you put that in. Add. So now you've got Twitter and you've got Facebook, and you can see where that can really help a lot. Maybe if they're big on Twitter and you happen to know that, tweet them a happy birthday message or something like that, okay? So let's see how we're doing on questions. I see some more coming in. Let's see where we're at. Looks like we're okay with some comments. Okay, thanks everyone. All right, so we talked about BombBomb integrations, social media. We talked about enabling your text messages from your desktop. So let's make sure, hopefully those are going to be working here again pretty soon. So we'll keep that rolling. One of the things I want to talk about is custom fields. And we did address some of this on some of the webinars when we first set up Booj, but it's important that you take a look at that. Now, where is that located? It's inside of the details section. So that would be down here. So what exactly would be custom fields? And you can actually see that there are some interesting fields that you can set up here. Now you can choose up to 12. Some of the most popular ones would be, want to know their kids' names if they have kids. Some of you want to know their pets' names. All of these things are really going to be helpful. So let's say that you are messaging them on social media. You take a quick look at their kids' names, because we've all done that. You're going, oh no, I can't remember their kids' names. Can't remember their dog's name. And you just want to make mention, maybe it's just a holiday. You just want to say, hey, I just want to say happy holidays to you, and you name the kids and the dog. They'll absolutely love that, and their clients and their friends and their connections will see that too. Timing is something that's important. So when these custom fields are added to a record, I actually set this one up as a drop down. Timing being, when are they most likely going to make a move? Now this could be, if this is a buyer, you're most likely going to set it up this way, or maybe even add the add close, and I'll show you how to add these. So this person, let's say, is 30 to 60 days out. Kids' names, I'm going to go ahead and just type in a couple names here, Grace and Ben, and then save those. And then company name. Now this is also important. So there's no set fields where you can save the client's work company or where they work, okay? So you could even put in here, you can just say they work at 3M, and you save it, and there you go. So, you know, maybe that way, if you see news about that company, you can make mention of it to them in conversation or something along those lines. And then you can do the same thing for the secondary person too. All right. So where you go, you can go to manage custom fields by clicking here. Again, you can add up to 12. So what are some other things that you could potentially add? Well, there's, like I said, you could add kids' names, pets' names. Let's do that. Let's just, as an example, let's just look at that to see how we can make that a better experience for our clients. So you go up here to the top and you click add custom field. Now, if you want to delete some, because it looks like I've got more than one company name, so I'm going to delete this one. And now I've just got one, and I'm going to click add custom field. So this could be pets names. And in this case, you just want a text input so that you can just type the name in. Maybe they have a dog and a cat and you want to clarify which is which, and you can do add field. Again, timing. We can edit this. Let's say that we want to add, so this is someone that is a buyer. Maybe you have a buyer timing and a seller timing field that you set up. So let's rename this. This could be a buyer timing. And that's where we're going to go with that. Save. So now we rename that. Let's do another one where we're going to call it seller timing. So this is going to be another drop-down selection, and this is going to be next. And then we're going to put in the timing of that. So that will be 0 to 30 days. Add the next option will be 30 to 60. Oops, 30 to 60 days. And then 60 days to 90. Hopefully not that long. We need listings, right? 60 to 90 days. You could also just change this to closed if you want, you know, already closed or sold or whatever you want to call it. You get to decide, because guess what? This is your contact relationship management system. So if there's any others, you know, think about some of the others that you could come up with, because I'm sure you could. That would be good too. So we've got kids' names, pets' names. We've got whatever you want to have in here, you can definitely do. I don't know that you need their personal website unless they have one, or their business owner or something like that. Okay, so that's a really good thing to do with custom fields. Here's another feature that you may not have known about. It's in the messages and it's in the library. And some of you are probably thinking, what is that? So let's say that you're going to be consistently sending emails out of Booj, and it's going to be the same message every time. Okay, that's going to get crazy trying to type all of that over and over and over again. You may not have known this feature existed, but you can actually set up some blanket messages and continue to use those in your email. So for instance, let's say lead follow-up. Where do you find these and where do you set these up? So you're going to go to settings and you're going to click on settings. Once again, our favorite place. Then you're going to click on settings pages. The next thing you're going to click on is libraries. Ooh, this new shiny place that we all didn't know about. So the libraries is going to show you, particularly, it's either going to show you photos that you've uploaded, right? It's also going to take you to this place called messages, which you may not have known existed. Now I've already kind of experimented a little bit with this. I want to add a message on a brand new lead that has just come in from Remax.com, or it could be Zillow, it could be wherever if you're parsing leads in from somewhere else. And I've already done a couple examples of these, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again to show you. So you could break it down like this. So Remax.com, this is your listing lead, or it could be Remax.com, it's not your listing lead. So you get to decide. So what are you calling it? We'll do this again. I'll put a number in front of this so I know which one that it is. The clients won't see this. This is absolutely your name for this. So Remax.com, my listing lead follow-up. These will be especially helpful when you only have an email address, okay, which happens a lot. Now for the brokerage, those of you that are managers and broker owners on this webinar now, what you can do is you can choose to send this to either the brokerage or to your personal account. I'm on an agent account right now, so this is only going to be on a personal. So I'm just going to choose that. Now I'm going to type my message. Now, if it's a longer message, do it on Word or something with spell check. There are apps that you can add to Chrome, extensions, where it'll spell check for you on the spot. Most of your computers might do this too. But this is where we could say something like, thank you for connecting, or thank you for inquiring about my listing. Can't type today. I am glad we are now connected. And then you could say something to the effect, especially if they don't have a phone number, you could say, I can set up a showing, or would you like to see the property? Would you could say when, so you got to use the assumptive. When would you like to see this property? Like I said, you're going to have this all typed out, so you don't have to do it like this on the spot. And then you could say, for your convenience, I am available to chat via FaceTime, Zoom, or phone. This is the world we're living in, everyone. So your signature will be automatically included on this, but that's a really quick and easy one, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to save this by clicking add. All right, so that just got added here. Now let's see how this all comes together. Let's say you just got a new lead, again, no phone number. So you go into your system and you find that new lead, and we're just going to once again choose this one. We know that this is the one. We're going to go over to email, and then we're going to choose, we're going to start building this process. So see how it has the client email address in here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the message template section. I'm sorry, we're going to go to the message library. See how it's got what I've already created in here? Watch what happens. It just populated this information for me. Just like that. Cool, right? So it's kind of like the texting shortcut. Now notice your signature is already there, which is great. And then you've got this that you can send out. Now in the subject line, of course, it won't auto-populate a subject line, but this could be, you know, something to the effect, your inquiry or your property inquiry on Remax.com. Remax. Let them know where it's from, because they're probably submitting lead forms everywhere. Glad we are connected, or whatever. All right. Questions? What did you think of that? Let me know. Or how many of you knew about that? Because that's one of the newer features. Let's see, we've got some questions coming in. Yes, this is being recorded, and it will be sent to all of you after the fact, and it will be posted on the Remax INTEGRA YouTube channel. So I'm sure you're all going to want to go back and repeat these steps on your own, so no problem. And so Krista's asking, is there a BombBomb integration for the library messages? Not at this time. It's more built into the email itself. So what you would need to do is you could populate your message like we just did, and then you can go and insert a video like we looked at earlier. So you click insert and then you do a new video to go along with the message. It's probably not a bad idea to try to do that, but again, keep it short, because what you'll find is most people won't watch a longer video. A lot of times they won't even watch the video. It's good to have at least some text there to grab their interest so they can look at it really quick, especially if they're in a position to not even be able to watch the video, like they're at work and they can't play it out loud, or they're just in a loud place or something like that, right? So really good questions, everyone. So Vera's asking, can you text all of your contacts at once? So not at this time, and it's not something that we recommend, because we don't want you to think about how many spam text messages you get on a regular basis. Every day I'm winning a cruise or something like that. Or I won a Walmart gift card. I get that one all the time. And, or, hey, Carl, you've got bad credit, and it's somebody gave out my phone number randomly or something. So you have to be careful about that, Vera. I get what you're saying. And I know that people tend to read their text before anything else. but at this time, there's not a mass text feature. So Paul is asking, how do you create your email signature on Booj? So you actually have to go to your settings, and I'm not going to save this, by the way, or send it. Well, actually, I can send it. Let me go ahead and send it. Let's see what happens. All right, there we go. So an email has been sent. Here it is. Look at that. It's already dropped into this contact record, so that's cool. So to create it, so go to your email signature. Now, when you first logged into Booj a long time ago, it seems like, you set up your email signature. But you can also go back in and you can edit that. So you go into your settings and you go to settings pages, okay? And then you want to go to, let's see, campaigns, I think it is. Notifications. Oh, I'm sorry. So we want to go to inbox, sorry. So inbox, email signatures right here. So once again, settings, let me do this again. Settings pages, inbox, then email signatures. So now when you first, there is a default one that just kind of picks up your information from Max Center, or you can do a custom one. So those of you that are on teams or team leaders, or you just want to customize it yourself, you can just click on add signature. Now I have to say the font is pretty generic. It's all the same. You can't get really fancy with these like images or logos or even a video. I know there's been a lot of requests to the Booj team to be able to customize this feature and personalize and have fun with them like you typically do on email, but it's just not there yet. So this is where you're going to name this. This could be your name, but maybe it's signature 2. Again, you're the only one that's going to see this. And then you put your signature in here, you copy and paste. So the one that I have in here already, and then you click, then you save it. The one I have in here already is here. What I did do that's a little bit different is I did bold my name, and then I just created sort of a fictitious one here. So I would include all of your information, your contact information, your email, your cell phone number. You know, that's something you definitely want to call out and just say this is your cell or mobile, so people know they can text you, so mobile text, okay? You can add a hyperlink though, that's one thing I haven't done. So let's say that I wanted to put my website, maybe my website is isellhomes.com. And I want to do a hyperlink. So what I do is I highlight that text and do a hyperlink, and then I decide, and then I paste the full URL to that website, okay? And then it becomes an actual link. So hopefully that helps. Thanks for the questions. Don, no, I see your question now. You cannot change the font. I wish you could. Thank you, Lane. Glad you tuned in. Hope all is well in Madison. What other questions do we have? I think we're going to do really well and wrap up upon the hour. You know, again, the objective today was to really look at the contact record in a whole new way and see how you can really make the client experience a lot better, but more importantly, your own experience. So how do you take this information, because there's a lot of it in here, and interpret it and translate it into much better top-notch customer service for your clients? There's a lot of different ways to go about that, but this is where between now and in the future, when you're looking to prospect and farm your own database, you can refer back to some of these details that are really going to be important and utilize some of these shortcuts to save yourself time inside of the platform, okay? So as a quick note, drip campaigns are not live yet, but you can set up some single sends, and you know, there's a lot that you'll be able to do. So Susan's asking, I know this is not a Booj question, but love your Zoom background. How did you get that? In the follow-up email, I will send everyone a link to a Google Drive folder that has all branded Zoom backgrounds. Hopefully you have all taken advantage of the Zoom free account that Remax has given you. You should definitely do that. Go to Max Center and sign up for that. And then you have, the way you add a virtual background is you have to be in a session. So you'd actually have to be like myself, you'd have to be on a webinar where you're allowed to be on camera, and then you add the virtual background through the video icon. So that can be done, and then once it's done, then it's there all the time. So I will send everyone a Google Drive folder link that has tons of branded backgrounds. So yes, I'm on a lake today. Like I said, just trying, those of you that were on at the beginning, this is my way of making it be summer where we can actually go out and do things. And it kind of looks like Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. So those of you that are on from Wisconsin. But thanks, Susan. I'm glad to share that with you. Last call for questions, everyone. Hopefully let me know if this was, you got some new nuggets to take away, that this was helpful to you. We're gonna be back next week. I will have a guest with me, and we're gonna talk more about websites, but more importantly, how to get your website video ready. So that's gonna be really cool. And keep on alert in Max Center. You can see all the latest releases and things going on with Booj. That's in the tech news section. And you'll also pay attention to every Tuesday, you get a recharge email from Remax LLC talking about all the latest in technology, okay? All right, if there's no further questions, thanks everyone, great to have you. Thanks Pam, Tom, and Ed. And we'll see you all next week and again on our next webinar. So have a wonderful rest of your week. And I enjoyed being your host today. Thanks everyone.